Hey guys, we're back with another video, and today I wanted to do something that we haven't done in a long time. I'm actually going to do a backtesting session. This is going to cover all of January and primarily going to be looking at the inversion fair value gap model. And the reason for that is I want to keep it simple. I want to show you guys exactly what I look for, and most of the time I'm only taking inversions anyways. I'm sure I'm going to look at fair value gaps, order blocks, but inversions are my main entry model. So we're gonna take a look at that. We're gonna see how January performed with these inversion fair value gaps, and then we'll see how that ends up. But let's get straight into the video. So first of all, we're right here on January 2nd, and we're on the 5-minute time frame. Let me go to New York Open. So first thing we see is we see a sweep the highs. Something that kind of catches my eye is this new day opening gap. And I'm going to go on the lower time frame because we might end up with a inversion. So right away, we're kind of seeing a pullback. Taking out this daily high. And I do see a fair value gap right here. Let's see how price reacts to that. We also have some more fair value gaps in here. This is on the 1-minute time frame. So bearish reaction so far right here. Reason why I wouldn't want to enter right away off of this fair value gap is just because we have this larger bullish fair value gap that may want to hold price momentarily. So I would wait to see if we actually have an inversion there. Okay, see, sure enough, if we're entering right away, we're gonna we might get crushed if we had our stop loss too close. Had we entered that first fair value gap, so good thing we didn't. We have this actual inversion right here. This one's nice, but I do still like the farther one right below it. Just because it's kind of a wider one. It's taking a lot of control of the bias right now. See, okay, super clean. Nice closure there. Put our stop right here. Kind of wider stop loss. And then could start aiming for some of these Asia low targets. Sick. So first thing, once we pulled down, we made that inversion based on this closure. We actually saw no pullback, which is good. We could have actually had our stop loss a little bit tighter. But the other thing is we took out these highs in here. We had a clean respect of some of these bearish fair value gaps, including this one. Everything's lining up properly where we want it to. We're not too consolidated. So this is a high probability trade. And of course, we had our other factors. We had this new day opening gap. We have Asia low in here, London low. Took out the previous daily high. That's a recipe for a A+ setup. So let's continue into the next day. All right, looks like we're at New York Open for Monday. First thing I see is some of these lows down here. It is a Monday though, so we should be cautious. Have this fair value gap. Oh man. Yeah, we're really sideways right here. Yeah, I probably would not take a trade right here just because of how sideways we are. We're likely to just consolidate whether we make an inversion or not. It's not going to be great. Let's take a look at PM session maybe. Have quite a bit of lows in here. Yeah, it's not great. So that's okay. We'll continue. Don't. So very bullish right away. We took out London high, but London had already taken out all this sell side. So I'm kind of leaning more bullish right here. Mark out some of these targets. And let's see if we have an inversion anywhere. Wow, really nice reaction. We'll have to see if we create some kind of inversion. We have this smaller one right here. I will take that. Something I want to mention before we continue. We always want to see preferably one singular fair value gap that we could invert. We don't want it to be like a huge array of fair value gaps. You don't want this to be a whole wall of them. To just see one is good. That's exactly what we want to see. Boom. There we go. So as we could see, I mean, you have the bias right. You have your entry model right. You're gonna take a W. Okay, as we explained, London low took out all these lows. We have no reason to be short. I like these initial moves we're getting where we're sweeping, and we finally get that inversion and we went long. Had it swept one more time, and for whatever reason we got stopped out, I would still be bullish, just because of the given factors. But we'll continue. Got a few more minutes. I'm primarily bullish here because of these highs, but I could already tell that the conditions are not great. We even have a bunch of lows in here, and we're not sweeping a whole lot. We're just leaving them. So I kind of expect this to be more of a sideways day. We'll see if we can get a sweep this high and then see if we come back into range. Maybe get a setup there. No, we're just pushing those highs. So it looks like we came back into range. We took out that previous daily high, which was up here. So we could expect to be a little bit bearish right here. Let's see if maybe we could take a trade down to this low. Have this initial fair value gap. Let's see if we trade up in there. Okay, now let's see if we find a setup that is bearish right here. Have this possible inversion. Fair value gap. Mark it all out. Let's stay organized. Oof. Okay. Yeah, let's take this. Let's see how this works out. Stop right here. We'll just target this New York AM low. Yeah, our first loss, guys. Again, this is a really good setup. We took out that previous daily high, have a bunch of lined up lows down here, ready to get taken out. Not a whole lot of sweeps, so I would expect us to come back down. Have a singular fair value gap. We inverted it. We had some other factors here showing that we were bearish, but didn't work out. It's okay. It's going to happen. Let's go to the next day. So I'm actually taking a look right here at PM session. Let's see if we find a setup. Let's try this out. Let's see what happens. Have an inversion. Kind of a wider stop right here. We'll just target some of these lows. Okay, let's move to break even. All right, let's call it a day right there. Pretty close to market close. So we got about, this was initially 1 to 4. We still got about a 1 to 3. So nice trade. We made back our loss from this morning. Sometimes that's gonna happen. New York AM might be like kind of sideways like this. Yeah, sure, we're moving in a upwards direction, but overall there's no intention. Sometimes PM session is going to be more trend based like this because of AM session. That's fine. You just kind of have to keep track of that. So again, really nice trade, really nice reaction. Let's continue. Okay, so 1 minute time frame. Have some lows in here. Swept out London high. Also have some more lows down to here. Looks relatively bearish. Nice reaction off of the fair value gap. We're really tight right here though, so we might not get a setup. Yeah, something I don't like to do either is chase price. So have some more lows lined up in here. Maybe we could find a bearish setup. 2 minute fair value gap. Let me see if there's any inversions. Let's watch this 5 minute. We also have this 5 minute fair value gap in here. Looks like we already disrespected it. That's fine. Might come back into range. Ooh, that's really close. Yeah, it might have been too high up on the time frames. Let's see. Yeah, not finding any high quality setups because like I mentioned, and let me remove some of this, clean it up, show you guys what I'm looking at. We have these inversions right here, right? We have like this one, maybe. We might end up with this one. But they're all like stacked together. There's not a whole lot of intention. There's no fast moves. When you see an inversion, you want it to be a one quick move. And you want the fair value gaps to kind of be separated. Everything is just clustered together right here. So that just means that we're not going to have high probability setups. That's okay. We just continue. Okay. Looks like the rainbow right here. We have a bunch of lows in here. Let's go to open. Sweep of one low. It's possible that we sweep that one low and leave it. Let's see. I kind of want to stay bearish here, even if it's not very practical. Here we go. Getting some reactions. Bearish fair value gap right here. Okay, so we have an inversion in here. What I don't like about this is it's not super clean. We have a wicked out low right here. Usually not a great sign. Yeah, would you look at that? It's okay. Maybe we find another setup in here. Let's look at this fair value gap. So we took out Asia low at that point. It's kind of concerning if we want to be still bearish. Yeah, no crazy setups in here. Had we maybe switched around our bias, could have gotten long in here. Let's see. Could have gone long off of this 2-minute. Would have been a wide stop loss. Targeted this Asia high, little 1 to 2. But there was not a whole lot. You see how consolidated we are. Okay, so we are sweeping out some of these lows. We have, let me put that back. We have Asia high. But we also have more lows built up in here. I would like us to see this get taken out. So let's see. We have to have a really hard pullback here for us to be bearish again. At this point, I'd kind of be looking at this high just because of how far we've pulled up. See if we get a 1-minute inversion somewhere. Yeah, because for us to see after this huge fair value gap that we made, for us to see that become inverted, it's not very practical. Sometimes it's better to switch your bias. Gonna have AM open right here. It looks mostly bearish because we have these lows. We have Asia low. See if price wants to respect this fair value gap. All right. So we do have an inversion in here. Not particularly clean, but let's look at the 2-minute. Two minutes clean. Let's take a short right here. Target some of these lows. See how this works out. Ooh, I was just about to go break even too. I think we'll call that a break even trade. Had price continued lower, would have hit our TP, but we're going break even here. We're gonna protect ourselves. We're gonna cut that trade. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So good setup, too choppy. Nothing wrong with going break even here. You're getting close to some of these targets. You don't want to really be risking it. It's okay. Yeah, let's zoom a little bit forward. I did want to take a look at PM. So we have a lot going on now on the chart. Have this inversion, price swept out this high, we're in a fair value gap. Let's take this quick scalp. Yeah, looks like it doesn't work out for us. It's okay. Believe we're up 6R right now as a whole. We'll continue. Okay. Overall, I'd say we're more bearish just because we've had constant expansion. I know there's higher time frame fair value gaps in here. I don't really need to go any higher, but you can see that we have some bearish reactions. Mark that out. And we also have some stacked lows. Again, we've had a ton of development over the last couple weeks where we have all these lows. It's definitely something you want to pay attention for. See how the whole week is accumulating, manipulating, and distributing than just like a singular event within that single day. So we don't just want to be looking at today. We want to be looking at the whole week. Okay, so we swept out these highs. Probably don't have to come above this high because we have a fair value gap protecting it. We have this as a potential inversion right now. Let me take that off. Inversion. Okay, let's see what happens. Nearly there. Bearish reaction off of this fair value gap. Awesome. Gonna enter right there. Stop loss right at the high. I feel like this stop loss is a little bit too big. Let's keep it right here, because then it doesn't make sense to take the trade. There we go. Go break even. TP hit. There we go. Awesome. Another dub. This was on a Wednesday. Again, we're coming into some of these lows again. Let's continue. Okay, getting closer to our New York AM Open right here. Overall, not liking how price is developing right here because we've expanded quite a bit. We're less likely to see a lot of movement. If you have a lot of expansion prior to AM Open, you're not going to see a whole lot during AM. So we might actually be better off trading PM session. Yeah, let's wait for that. So mostly bearish here. Reason being, we took out Asia high. Could see some of this range retract right here. First thing I see, ooh, we already have an inversion. We had this 2-minute fair value gap. Looks like we have an inversion. Looks clean enough to me, but I would like to have a wider stop loss. Right around here, 25 points is not a lot. And then we'll target right around here, 1 to 2. Let's see. Nice reaction. I'll give it some space. All right, let's lower our risk. Awesome. TP hit. That's how you do it, guys. So reasoning for not going break even right away. This is a really nice setup. We have the large fair value gap, but it might take some time because it's PM session. AM session is a little different. During AM session, you want that move to happen right away. PM session is going to be a little bit slower, so you have to be risk on. But a beautiful little trade so far. And possibly more expansion lower. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to see, guys. Fair value gaps being respected, continuation lower. Now let's go into the next day. So getting closer. 925. Sweeping out this high right here. Kind of both ways we could go here. We have highs and lows. So it might be a time to not really take a trade. We did have this inversion. Maybe we take a trade there, but just not liking the overall conditions. Yeah, that would have been a great trade, but sometimes you see things and you know it's going to be a lower probability, so you don't take it. But you guys see the idea. Looking for that sweep, looking for multiple reasons why we should be bearish or bullish. Then we find a singular fair value gap. You want to see it become inverted, and then that's it. That's all we're looking for. All right, we're going into AM session, sweeping out this daily low right here. We have Asia high. We also had this new week opening gap. So honestly, I'm a little bit more bullish looking at this chart. Wow, right away, have an inversion. Singular, no other fair value gaps around it. It was clean within one candle. So honestly, we're gonna want to take that. Stop right here. Could honestly target just these highs in here. Gonna want to go break even. Oof, that's unfortunate. We got hit for break even. That's all right. It happens. Price did go to our target. See how price continues to develop. We're most likely going to trade to those highs eventually. All right, guys. Got that AM open now. Kind of weird. We have Asia highs in here, but we also have some of these lows built up down beneath. Honestly, I'm a little bit more bullish. Have this fair value gap. No inversion as of now. Ooh, looks like we got one right here. I do like it. Let's take it. Target like the first high in here. See if that does anything. Good, good, good. Looks like we got stopped out there. Unfortunate. Something that I would have done differently right there is we definitely could have gone break even because we did pull off to this first high. So most likely would have gone break even there anyways. But let's see. Yep. Gets really close to our target right there. Most likely will continue higher. Let's fast forward. So we'll look for some inversions. Swept out this low right here. Did take out those highs, but that's fine. Not really seeing an inversion that I like. Sure, we have like these two lined up, but they're not super clean. Still could look for more setups though. Okay guys, we're on to the next day. I am bearish because we met all of our targets. We have London low, we have another low right here. Let's see if we find an inversion in here. Okay, bearish reaction so far right here. Have this inversion. Let's see, targets have not been met yet. Let's take it. Would like to go break even right here. See if we get that continuation. Looks like we don't. Might find another setup in here though. Let's see, 3 minute. I really like this 3 minutes fair value gap to become inverted. Looks like we don't do it on this first try. Let's go into PM session. Okay, we do have a fair value gap right here, but we're kind of setting up bullishly. Like it's hard to stay bearish right here with all of these highs that we have built up. Yeah, no setup at all, just kind of sideways. Let's go into Friday. Okay guys, right at AM open, see what we have. We have some lows in here, but we also have some built up highs. Let's just get some more development. Looks like we're taking out some lows right here. So have a bullish fair value gap. Have this small inversion right here. Also have some fair value gaps within this. I'm kind of liking this for a setup. So let's try this out. We won't aim too far. Got stopped. Let's continue. Try to get one more setup in. Okay, another inversion right here. We're now to aim further. looks like we delivered at the cost of our stop loss. So very mechanical. Did not want to really mess with the mechanics of that. Overall, ended up with more wins than losses based on our RR, but it was definitely difficult. Regardless of having the best bias, knowing where price is going to go, January has been quite choppy. Whether you guys saw that that was an amazing setup or not, some people will look at that and say, "Oh, that was not great," whatever. At the end of the day, we're not only going to be mechanical, and that's part of the reason why like I've never really back tested before like this. I've always only journaled and forward tested because it doesn't give you the full nature of the market. And when you're in that moment, you're trading. It's not fully mechanical. There's a lot of intuition that goes into it. But if you guys saw how the mechanics work of that trading, if you guys see how I develop my bias overall so that I could stick to one side or stick to the other side, you guys learned anything, then that's all I wanted to do for you guys today. But if you guys liked the video, make sure you hit the like and comment something down below what you guys want me to back test next, what asset you guys want to see me back testing next. I primarily trade NQ, but I don't mind looking at gold, oil, some other indices. But you guys take care. Make sure you guys look at those links down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.